My name is Dr. Britany Gatewood. I am a adjunct professor currently at Prince George's Community College and George Washington University. A lot of my work centers and my research centers on activism and political participation, specifically around the criminal justice system. And so my dissertation research actually was on the how Black women, incarcerated Black women, resist racism and sexism while they're inside. And so the social movements that happen while someone is incarcerated. And also I researched the political and community engagement of Black women and their children. I'm very excited about this collaborative teach-in because I like how it is unifying different universities and also bringing in the perspective of the HBCU, because a lot of places don't talk about HBCUs or put them as, on high of a scale of prestige as PWIs. So to even the forethought to bring in HBCUs along with Minneapolis, it creates a platform that is not usually happens. And I think also a lot of things that are missing in this discussion about when you talk about police brutality and the protests around it is how it affects students on the ground, and so especially student activists. So when we're moving forward going to the fall, how is this going to look, right? So how are they, we see that people in Minneapolis or other universities, how they're treated, the students, but also bringing their work into the conversation. They have also been putting in a lot of work, and there's going to be a couple different student activists and activists in the community that are going to be talking about their experiences. And so one thing that I really like to do with my research is bridge the gap between the community and the ivory towers. And I think this is a great way to do it. And so that it's not just a conversation about academics, it's a conversation with activists, with student activists, and that we are not apart from the community that we live in. We just don't walk into the ivory towers and lose the fact that I'm a Black woman. I can't lose that fact. And so actually centering and bringing together activists that are on both sides of the coin, I think is a very important thing to do. I think that what happens within social movements and happens when people are protesting, we get very insular. We focus on one area. I'm in DC, so the DMV area. And so that's where a lot of my focus is on. I know things that are happening in other areas, but what this does, it makes me be able to see what's happening in other areas. Because what's happening, especially when we talk about police brutality or policing or incarceration, law enforcement, is happening all over. So it's not just one area. So it's a fact that I get to interact with people and hear what people are doing in other areas. And there's going to be similarities, there's going to be differences, but you can also learn from that. Okay, you all did that. How can I maybe adapt it to here? How can we work together to do this on our campus or in our communities? And so I think it's a way to we need to change the system overall. Yes, we need to start, we do things at the local level, but it's a national, international movement against police brutality against Black bodies. And so seeing other people's tactics and where they're successful will also help us here in Atlanta, and other places, and all the people that are watching, and they can see these and hear these stories of successes and failures, so they know what they could do to help the movement go forward. The last comments I think I would like to make is the fact that I hope with this teaching that a lot of students see that they have agency, that a lot of movements are pushed forward by young people. And I hope that seeing that the things that certain young people are doing on campuses in different areas can bring them together. And so I think that our communities, no matter where you're at, can benefit of having these conversations across state lines. Well, DC is not a state, but across our lines, a solidified unit, to, nationally, and not just segregate ourselves. Because I think with movements, that's what people want. They want to stigmatize certain groups or put rifts between certain different groups so they don't come together. And so I think this is an opportunity for us to come together and build a larger movement, because the more people that are involved, the more successes and wins we can have. And so I think that this is a great opportunity to start this conversation, especially with students and professors, because professors have a lot of agency within their classroom that will cross state and university lines.